And good afternoon and welcome from Columbia, Missouri on the campus of Columbia College. In their facility, this is the Sophie Cunningham Classic, part of the Norm Stewart Classic. And this is Blue Devil basketball right here on mechasportsco.com. And good afternoon, I'm Jeff Wellman doing solo action today as we get ready for the Blue Devils, the Quincy High Blue Devils from the female side, to come down in another battle. Of course, the men came down at the Norm Stewart Classic, beating Chaminade, the #1 team in St. Louis, earlier this year. This is the chance for the girls to shine, and they're taking on a very tough Columbia Battle team. Columbia Battle comes in 5-6, but they play great competition out here in the area. They're 5-6, but they're still averaging 53.6 points a game, giving up just about 51 points a game, so an average of about 2 points difference. For the Blue Devils, they're at 55 points a game, roughly, and also giving up 32. Their defense has been staunch this year. And, of course, this week they beat Moline 65-34 to go 14-4 and 5-2 in the conference. Yesterday at 12:30, the Devils traveled down to Granite City, while the Blue Devils were at Highland taking on the shootout of Cardinal Ritter. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And they won 68-9 to improve to 15-4. Columbia Battles at benchmark like they do. Come down here, you get invited to a great event like this, you take the opportunity. Originally, we were scheduled for Cardinal Ritter, which would have been a Cardinal Ritter weekend for the Blue Devils, and instead it is Columbia Battle. Yeah, down here talking to Greg Logsdon, former Highland High star, as well as a Culver Stockton athlete. He's been down in this area. He helps out with the unit. He also has traveling ball teams in the summer. And with the basketball teams, a lot of the girls playing on these teams have played for him. Game before, we had Columbia Hickman out here, and he had a few of the Cupies playing as well. Hey, last week on January 4th in the Western Big Six for the girls, of course, Quincy won 65-34 against Moline. Galesburg lost to Alleman 56-48, or I should say Alleman beat Galesburg. And that's the key matchup there, as Galesburg had not lost a game in the conference. Alleman, of course, the Devils did a great job of beating them at home, and will have a tough battle when they go up to Alleman. But Alleman with a great game there, 56-48 over Galesburg. East Moline 54, Geneseo 35, and Sterling 43, Rock Island 37. So right now in the Western Big Six, we have a tie in the top. You've got Galesburg and East Moline both at 6-1. Quincy and Alleman Catholic at 5-2. Sterling comes in at 2-4. And then the bottom of the conference, Moline at 1-5, Rock Island at 1-5, Geneseo 1-6. I think two of those teams, it is Rock Island and Moline, are one game short. So the Devils looking out there. And the next one up, of course, will be January 11th next week. Quincy will take on Rock Island in the start of the second round. And then we've got Galesburg with Sterling, East Moline, Alleman, and Moline, Geneseo. Those will be the games for January 11th. Good game there, guys, as the officials come by to give a little bump here. And we are ready for action here. Our pregame was brought to you by Cunis Honda and Cunis Hyundai. And that 2022 Honda Accord got me here today. Boy, that drives nice. You probably saw it on Facebook as I was posting for the game. And our PA announcer, as I check these starting lineups here. Visiting team will be the Blue Devils. They're trimmed in black and white. And the Devils come in 15-4. If you're looking at my camera and wondering why I'm not on the court, we are not allowed to broadcast. But I need my camera, so I'm pointing to the scoreboard and one end. And so that's what you'll get. And if I'm told not to do it, I will move it, and you'll probably get Brad Dance. Here's your starting lineup first for the Devils. Number 4, Leah Chevalier. She is a guard, 5'8" senior. Miley Loncourt, number 14. She's a freshman, 5'8". We've got our freshman, number 21, Jada Brown, 5'10". Senior, number 22, Layla Dade, 5'4", running the offense. And the other senior, number 42, Taylor Foey. She is a senior, and she is 6 foot. Of course, the Devils are coached by Brad Dance, assisted by Brad Bergman, Katie Klopper, Greg Wellman, and Cheyenne Grissom. Now the Spartans for Columbia Battle. Their head coach, Dustin Young. They will start number 0, Jalen Green. She's a senior. She's 5'10". Your second starter, number 1, Boo Anderson, a senior, 5'6". Third starter, number 3, Tyler Robinson, junior, 5'3". Number 4, Nautica Washington. And I'm sure I'm going to have to double check on that. 5'8". It's spelled Nautica. And number 45, Jalea Brookins. And Brookins, of course, her dad was an NFL running back, I believe. 5'10" junior. And that's your lineup now for Columbia Battle. Should be a good one here. Of course, Columbia in their white trimmed in blue and gold. And we are ready for action out here. Devils will be working left to right on your dial. Battle right to left. And back to being squared up where I'm actually on the side court here. A shout out to Dave Pettit. Couldn't make it today. This is MeccaSportsCo.com. Glad you're with us today. Tip goes up. Foley gets a tip. Chevalier had it for a brief moment. Taken away by Boo Anderson. Devils drop back in their half-court set. 1-2-2 with Chevalier at the point. Dade and Longcourt at the top. And deep is Brown and Foley. Brown comes out to the corner as Foley in the post, stepping back behind Brookins. Good job by the Devils, keeping it tight. Layla Dade on defense on this side. Right side for Battle. That's Anderson with the ball. Skips over left, 3 on the outside. Looking inside, trying to get the post set up. All 5 for a moment there. Into the left corner, trying to go into Brookins. Her turnaround shot. Foley with good defense there. And the first shot of the game, no good. Devils with the basketball. In transition, Layla Dade steps up, shoots a 3. Good from 3. Layla Dade hits the 3. She's been picking up her scoring recently, taking on that leadership as a senior. Devils lead 3-0. We played 1 minute right here on MeccaSportsCo.com. I'm Jeff Wellman, if I did not mention that before. Good action here. And the camera is pointing at least down towards our scoreboard and our basket. Battle on the right side with a basketball. Got to get these girls cut. Oh, shot no good. Rebounded inside. That was Brookings. She missed. It's kicked back out. First shot was by Washington. Brookings in the top of the key. Ball to the right wing. Shot from 3. Good. Nautica Washington hits the 3. We're tied at 3. Going to be a good game here. We've mentioned they are 5-6, but they are playing great competition. Dade gets double teamed on the left side, throws the ball out of bounds in the newly renovated, and not so much newly, Southwell complex. Ryan Dyson played down here years ago. Talked to a lot of the former players in the 90s that were with him. His coach, Bob Butcher, the court was named after him. On the left side for Battle. Devils standing that 1-2-2. Robinson to the right side. That's Anderson. Boo Anderson. Nice names. Boo, Sway. You're going to have some fun ones today. Right side for Washington. Shot from 3. Good. 2 for 2 from the land of 3. It's 6-3. Battle with the lead. Devils get it across half court. We've got a 1-3-1 in the half court set. Into the high post Foley. Down to the low block. Brown gets blocked, but we're going to have the first foul of the ball game. It'll be Jaylene Green, her first foul. And, of course, obviously the first foul for Battle. Jada Brown will head to the line to shoot 2. Good high-low pass there coming from Foley down to Brown. And, of course, Dustin Young, the coach. I had a chance to talk to him before the ball game. Justin from Glasgow, Missouri, played at, was at Central Methodist. Helped coach. I think he was coaching. I'll have to catch that last one where he was coaching before he came in here. He's been here in his 3rd year, turning the program around. Dade hits 2 free throws. 6-5, Devils down by 1. Battle with the basketball. Now we got a pink shoes and we got faded. A lot of pink shoes out there, or at least partial pink this late in the season. Working into the right corner. Oh, and stepping out of bounds, Green. Keep an eye on Washington. She was on that right wing for the last 2 shots. Good crowd here at the complex. They renovated all the bleachers, seats. Coach Brown, his wife on the far side. Of course, after the Devils with that big victory yesterday against Cardinal Ritter. Trying to skip it over to the right side. Dade comes to the pass. Great job. Dade in the lane. Good job by Layla Dade. Takes it all the way in, up, and gets that soft touch. Devils lead 7-6. Robinson works to the right side. Washington's over there. She's going to drive this time. Partial block from behind. Shot goes in, rolls around 360. Out. Jada Brown with a rebound. Outlets the Dade. Across the timeline into the right corner. Taylor Foley. Chevalier was the second one down, and as she went to make the pass to Brown, drug her foot, traveling, and a turnover goes over to Battle. Battle with the first substitution. Sway Jones, she's in, number 2. Boo Anderson was walking right down in front of us. I thought she was leaving the court. Washington with the ball to the right side, into the right corner. That's Jones. Jones back out. Sway Jones, that's Robinson with the basketball. Washington gets it out here on the left side for three. No good off the front. Good job by Chevalier. She screened out so well and they hit the floor. From the floor, she got the rebound. Taylor Foley picks up 14-footer, no good. Rebound comes out front to Jones for battle. The Spartans work up the right side of the court. And taking the ball away is Miley Longcore. Longcore going one-on-one, trying to beat Brookins to the basket. She does, almost makes it. Brookins with the foul. That'll be her first and the Spartans' second. And Longcore to the line to shoot two. Brookins got back in a hurry. Only one left for defense. Love the gyms when they're quiet. Miley Longcore makes the first free throw. She'll have another. And we see Chris Durr as well as Chris Durr and Steve Luton down here with their coverage. Longcore with one more. Bree Lannard waiting to check in. She will check in for Longcore. Second one no good. Bree's going to have to wait a second. Brookings with the rebound for battle. Halfway through the first quarter. Devils lead 8-6. Staying in that 1-2-2 in the half-court set. Chevalier still at the point with Dade and Longcore at the top. Foley steps out to the corner for defense, comes back out to Jones. Jones fires for three, no good. Long rebound in the left corner. And before she could get to it, stepped out of bounds. Devils basketball. Robinson hustling down in the corner. Bree Lannard in. Longcore gets a break. Also in the ball game for the Spartans, number 11, Nyla Warren. She's going to take the point of their now dropping back into a 2-3. Actually, a 1-2-2 there as it flattens out. Foley on the baseline. Got behind the backboard, had no shot. Brookings gets the rebound. Washington down the court left side, in the left corner. Jones back out. Good ball movement. But the bad pass there, Chevalier got a piece of it. Dade got it. Dade's going to go coast to coast. Layla goes up, no good. Two trailers there. Chevalier, Dade got back in bounds, saved the ball to Chevalier, who got fouled. And that foul will go against Robinson, her first, and the third against the Spartans. Green back in the ball game, wearing number 0. Brenna Johnson, also number 10 in the game. Inside shot, point blank. Foley misses. Weak side rebound comes away, and on the loose ball, Foley picks it up at 14. Shoots on the elbow, so Taylor heading the line to shoot two. Ball came back out. Nobody really wanted it. Foul was called on Green, her second foul. Team foul number 4. Foley shooting two. Taylor's first is good. As we mentioned, both the boys and girls Blue Devil teams shoot well from the free throw line. 4 for 5, actually 4 for 5 so far today, excuse me. Second shot good. 5 for 6 for the Devils, now leading 10-6 on a 7-point run, unanswered. 3:10 left in the first quarter. Left side, Green. Looked down to the corner, wasn't there, back to the top of the key. That's Warren. Warren has Chevalier on her. She's got the big knee brace on her left knee. To the right side, shot taken from 3, good. This one was Robinson. So all the points so far for the Spartans come from behind the arc, and that stopped the 7-point run of the Blue Devils. From the right side all the way down the left. No good by Chevalier. Inside Jada Brown, the rebound and the putback. Brown working hard inside. We talk about the passing between Brown and Foley inside. The team overall passes well. All with 2+ assists. I think our only one might be Jada. She might be around 1.6. Layla with a body check out here. So Layla Dade will be our first foul for the Blue Devils. Obviously her first foul. Miley Longcore up to check in. Miley checks in. Jada gets a break. Chevalier still at the point. Miley will step up at the top with Lannard. And down low. Now we're actually, Layla went down low, so we're going to run into that 1-2-2 with Dade on the low. It almost looks like the 1-3-1 when it flattens. Skipped from left side to the right side. Behind the arc. That was a long pass. Back to the left it is Robinson. Drives down in the corner. Washington with the basketball. Skipped over. Devils keeping it on the perimeter. Drive, not there. Foley just stopped the action there. Warren lost the basketball off Foley's knee. Battle picks it back up. Inside 2 minutes, first quarter action. Robinson gets stopped. Left side, drive, Warren. Dade was there. She's going to be called for the block, but I think Layla got there. With momentum, she could have had a offensive foul called. But for Layla, it's going to be her second foul, the second double foul. And Cameron Byquest is coming in. So Byquest, Chevalier, Leonard, Loncourt, and Foey. Battle has the ball under the basket. Box out of bounds play, somewhat of one. Johnson, as we mentioned, Brendan Johnson was on the low block, number 10. Tried to reverse it around, goes inside. The pass was stolen by Taylor Foey. Washington tried to go inside for the pass. Foey with a great job of getting around. In the right corner, Byquest, drive, shot, no good off the glass. Weak side rebound was lost, and Chevalier got it. Takes it in, she misses wrong. Rebound by the Spartans. Picking that ball up was Robinson. Gets the ball to Washington down the right side. Stopped there again by Foey. Ball went inside, and Loncourt slid down from the top to knock it out of bounds before Jones got it. Sway Jones was in position for the layup. Brookins back in the ball game. Checking out is Johnson. Devils set up in their zone, 2-3 it looks like, for the out-of-bounds play. To the right wing, Byquest almost gets a steal. Chevalier does. Jones got by Byquest, threw a pass blindly. Chevalier was there. Loncourt on the wing. Starts to fall down, almost travels. Foey picks it up. Foey gets it back out. Good job by Chevalier. Although Leah and Loncourt hit hard, and I believe Leah stunned a little bit as she hit her head on Loncourt's shoulder. Leah's going to try to get down there, but this is almost a time where you almost call timeout to see how she's doing. Brookings, though, gets a pass from the right side to the left block, and she scores. Her first score, 12-11, still Devils. And I would say concussion protocol right now on that one. Oh, she actually hit her chest. Hitting hard like that, I think a commotio cordis, which I sold chest gear for this. Devils have the basketball in the 1-point lead in their half-court set. Byquest to the top of the key, Loncourt. She's going to fire from 21. Good! Miley Loncourt from 21 from 3. Nice shot squared up there by Miley. Of course, her brother BL3 got the MVP yesterday, although the Devils as a team were MVP against Cardinal Ritter. On the defense inside, comes back out. Washington made a move, but she double dribbled. She grabbed the ball, put it down on the floor, and then back again. Devils get the basketball. 16.6 left in the quarter. Loncourt will bring it across the timeline. Picking her up, Nyla Warren. Left side Byquest. In down on the block. Foey going in strong, and she was fouled by Brookings. It'll be her second foul. Team foul number 5. Foey to shoot 2. Yeah, Loncourt and Chevalier hit hard on the floor. I thought maybe a possible concussion head injury. She's holding her chest, having breathing trouble. Foey with a shot, good. We'll keep an eye on her and give you updates. Taylor with one more. 7.9 left in the quarter. Second one, no good. Rebounded inside by Brookings. 5 seconds. Bringing the ball down for is Washington. Washington starts to make a drive. Foey steps up, gets the shot, hits the glass and nothing else. And we have played one quarter at the Sophie Cunningham Classic here in Columbia. Your score, the Quincy High Blue Devils 16, the Columbia Battle Spartans 11. And this is Jeff Wellman. It's Blue Devil basketball right here on MegaSportsCo.com.
97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where God takes you.
University Subaru, your locally owned dealer. Selling the real estate and property and
How's she doing? Just talked to the trainer here that was talking to Chevalier. Leah's back up and ready to go. Starting in the second quarter here. Devils lead 16-11. Great event here, and it is an event where it's a combo with the Norm Stewart. Norm Stewart, of course, was a little earlier. That's where the Devils beat Chaminade. Brad Hayes handles both of them. I talked to Brad a little bit here. He's got shootouts all over. Great to build the duration up. He's talked about coming up to the Quincy shootout. He wanted to see how that went. Talked about being a kid years ago. Of course, he is 50 years old. Used to come to the Blue Devil games back in the 80s. He picked the right time to go, didn't he? There's some good basketball being played. Devils will start the second quarter with it. Bree Lannard, Miley Longcore, Jada Brown, Cameron Byquest, and Kate Medemeyer checks in. Miley came down. She had Byquest on the wing. Threw it where she thought she was going to be, and Cameron wasn't ready, and it's a turnover. Other side, you got Robinson with the point. Anderson in there in the high post now, Washington. She's hitting the threes. Good job out here by Byquest. It's a jump ball. It will go back to battle, but Cameron did a great job out there getting on the floor. Brookings still in there for the lineup. Also in there, Warren in the second quarter for the Spartans from Columbia Battle. Devils are in that 1-2-2. Byquest at the top. Longcore, as well as Lannard, and deep, Brown and Medemeyer. At the point, Boo Anderson. Over here to the left is Robinson. Robinson back to Anderson. Anderson stopped right there by Lannard and Byquest. Spartans working out here at about 28 feet from the basket. In the high post, Washington was not going to get it there. And now Byquest with the steal after Lannard and Medemeyer both tipped it. Left side, Longcore from the college ranks. Off the iron, no good. Good hustling there. Kate Medemeyer flew in from the left side, got the rebound on the right block. Longcore spins, shoots, no good off the glass. Being defended by Robinson. Rebound Battle. Battle down the left side. Washington looked at that three. She's hit a couple. Takes the shot, no good. Inside, Brookings working hard. Gets the rebound inside a Devil's sandwich. And Brookings go to the line to shoot two. Foul will be called on Medemeyer, her first, and the first of the second quarter. Heading to the line will be Brookings. She'll shoot two. Substitutions now. Taylor Foley back in the ball game. Also Leah Chevalier in. Byquest and Medemeyer take a seat. That means Longcore, Lannard, and Brown still in the ball game. Brookings hits 2 for 2 on the free throw line. First points for the Spartans in the second quarter. And for either team, 16-13. Devils with a lead just inside 7 minutes for the first half. Stick around for halftime. Not many games happening on Sunday, but we'll tell you all about here. Longcore shoots the three, fouls her shot after missing it. Had the rebound, ball hit the floor. Brookings gets it for the Battle. Washington takes it down the right side, skips it all the way to the left corner. Robinson will come back to the top. Washington is now setting the offense for the Spartans. Drives and then kicks it out to Anderson. Boo Anderson at the left elbow. Shot no good. Chevalier, who was Gardner, in there for the rebound. And Brookings gets in there. Jump ball. Byquist got the last jump ball. It went to the Spartans. This one goes to the Devils. Devils with the basketball in the lead, 16-13. Approaching 6 minutes left, first half action. Still in that zone, the 1-2-2. They had a 1-3-1 set up in the full half court earlier. That is Battle. Chevalier on the right wing. Brown comes to the right corner. Back out to the wing, right in front of Coach Young. Skips over left side. Brannard. Lannard takes it down the left baseline. Shot by Foley, no good. Good looking shot from the corner. Rebounded by Brookings. Washington with the dribble. Chevalier picks her up. Skips up over here to Robinson. They redirect Boo Anderson. She wears number 1, so now it's a 2-guard front against the 1-guard defense. That's how you set it up, folks. You have a 1-guard defense, 2-guard front. Left side, three-pointer, no good. Shot was taken by Green, but it was hard. Got the rebound was Washington, came back out high, and Robinson with the three. She's got 2 in the ball game. We're tied at 16. 4-3 so far. Brad Dance wants to talk about it with a 30-second timeout. Check that, a full minute timeout. We allowed 4 threes in the ball game. Washington hit the first 2 threes from the right side. Robinson with a 3 out of the top. 4 threes and the deuce. Of course, they've shot 2 free throws, 2 for 2. On the Devils side in the first quarter, Devils hit 6 free throws, 6 out of 8. And, of course, that's 75%. That's that good math there for you. And glad you're joining us here. Of course, mechasportsco.com broadcasting out not only the Blue Devils on the girls' side, the Blue Devils, also the Raiders and the Lady Raiders. Good game by the Lady Raiders yesterday. Wish we were broadcasting that one. 35-35. Monterey had the ball, wound it down to the last seconds. From the left wing, they threw the ball to the right block on a double team. Sage Stratton was even helping from the weak side. And the 6'6" Kirkemeyer hit it as the buzzer. And the Raiders lost 37-35. They'll be back in action tomorrow night at the pit against Pittsfield Saukeys. And we will be there. Or I will be there. 5:19 left, first half action. Timeout taken by the Devils. Devils come back out with that same lineup. Check that. Chevalier, Loncourt. Dade now back in the lineup. Brown and Foley. Pass at half court was stolen. Shot, left-hander, good. That was Boo Anderson taking it in, putting pressure on, and that's a 7-point run right now by the Spartans, who now go three-quarter court, 1-2-1-1. It's probably the 1-2-2, but they bring the top girl up, back girl up, Green, to get the center. We just threw the ball away. Devils unforced turnovers in the first half, at least 2 or 3. We have the passes where nobody's at. Devils back on defense. Devils matching up. Anderson with the basketball, brings it left. Foley was going to come help. Shot comes up, but it's short. Brown gets the rebound, gets it to Dade. Layla across the timeline, goes left side to Loncourt. Miley way out there. Washington on her. Ball was tipped by Washington. Tracking it down was Dade. Chevalier has it now off the right side, and she'll set it up between the circles. That's the top circle and the free throw circle. Brown, right side, Loncourt. Loncourt looking for somebody. Foley's down on the block. Now the short corner. Turns, faces up. Shot, good-looking shot, no good. Rebound, but no traveling call, as the rebound was by Robinson. Fell to the ground. And the official comes over to tell Coach Dance, as she was falling, she had her hand on top of the ball, and that was considered a dribble. So once she's on the floor then, as long as she doesn't move, and of course, Coach Young called the timeout right away with 4:14 left, so bails her out. I like that from the official. Came right away from Coach Dance and let him know, because normally you would say when the girl or guy falls to the floor, it's a traveling call. Out of the timeout. Devils back on defense. And we'll note throughout the broadcast, too, if you're looking at the camera and wondering why it's pointing down one direction. You know, we're not allowed to broadcast, but I need mine to know where we're at. And so I point it to the scoreboard. It happens to hit the Devils' end. We might switch it over in the next quarter. Next half, excuse me. Battle with the basketball. In the half-court set, Green. Her dribble was picked up. Good defense from Jada Brown. Back out top, it goes to Robinson. Miley Loncourt on her. Man-to-man now from the Devils. Switching up out of the 1-2-2. Dade gets through the screen on Boo Anderson. Boo gets all the way down to the block, but then drags her foot. Traveling call. Good defense there. Dade did a nice job of getting through the screen and following all the way down the left corner. Here's that three-quarter court pressure now at the point. Washington. Anderson and Robinson at half court. Deep is Green and Brookings. Ball inside as we beat it. Foley on Brookings. Gets checked a couple times. Hustling down the lane. Brown gets the rebound. Her shot no good. Foley gets the rebound. Pulled down from behind. From the ball, though. Devil fans looking for a foul there. Spartans have the basketball again. Loncourt on defense against Robinson. Screen comes across court. Drive all the way in, and Foley, you're never going to get that by Foley. As Robinson drove, she was going to bounce pass it to the opposite block to Brookings, and Foley with the left-footed kick. Remember, she's a soccer goalie on the Blue Devils soccer team. Use those feet as good as those hands. Devils in the 2-3, out-of-bounds play. Lobs it into Washington. She had nowhere to go. Squeezed in there. Shot came up short. Ball hit the floor, and it will stay on that end as Foley was down there with Brookings. Things getting packed in on rebounds. Battle hits the boards hard. Of course, we've got Brown and Foley as well as our guards down there. And time to tie a tennis shoe. Box out of bounds play coming from the Spartans. Turning the ball will be Green. Green goes in high, but behind, Chevalier tips it away. Tracking it down is Washington, though. Washington back out. Chevalier almost got that one. Moving Robinson into the lane. The runner off the glass and good. Robinson got in close. 8 foot, hit it. That's a 9-point run now by the Spartans, now leading 20-16. Inside 3 minutes, first half. Chevalier down the right side. Loncourt in the corner. 3, no good. Brown was there for the rebound. She got the rebound, and good. Brookings thought she had it, and it was going to be a jump ball. She found herself behind Brown, and so Brookings is going to be whistled for her 3rd foul. First one for this quarter. So the big girl inside, Brookings, 1 bucket and 2 free throws, but she's a load on defense and rebounding. Jada Brown to do the N1. Jada had 4 in the first quarter. More importantly, it breaks that 9-point run by the Spartans. Brown's free throw, no good. Taylor tracks it down. Taylor Foley got the rebound from behind the backboard. Now a bad pass, though, from the left wing to the right side. Washington stepped up and took it away, but then Washington's pass down into the corner to Anderson. Check that, Robinson, over her head. Devils get the basketball back. 2:31 left in the first half. Battle leads 20-18, putting on pressure on the Devils. Dade and Chevalier in the backcourt, bringing it up. Into the center of the court, Foley does the first thing, turns and looks opposite. Right back to Chevalier on the block. Foley goes in strong, good. And here's what the Devils realize, Brookings is out, and they brought Johnson in there. Johnson not as strong, a little taller, but Foley went right to the hole. Good interior pass. That was coming from Washington with the wraparound pass. Johnson wasn't ready for it. Washington letting her know, I'm going to give you that pass. You were wide open. Turnover gives the Devils, with 2 minutes left in the first half, a chance to retake the lead. Actually, it's 20-20 with the tie. Right baseline, Brown drives, kicks it out left baseline, back to the top. Dade for 3, no good. Long rebound comes to Bree. She goes to the free throw line with Foley. Foley drives inside, gets it off the glass, and just crawls into the basket. Devils with a 22-20 lead. Devils on a 6-point run of their own. Picking it back up, good time to take it inside, either Brown or Foley now. The Brookings is on the bench with 3 fouls. Robinson picked it up, almost a little out of gas. The defense is taking a little out of the Spartans. I thought Leonard was going to get it called for a foul on Green. That's the second time Green has stepped on the line. Got to be aware of your surroundings. Either that or check your shoe size. Devils with the basketball, 2-point lead. 80 seconds left in the first half. Leon Bree starts to drive baseline. Shot, no good. Weak side rebound, Robinson. Battle comes up the left side. Waiting for her trailers. Chevalier immediately stops the pass across court. Back up to Washington. Washington to the high post. Turnaround shot from the line. Good job. Sway Jones with the shot. She turned, faced up, hit the bucket from 15. 22-22. Under a minute. Devils with the basketball. Chance to look for the good shot or to hold it for the last shot of the first half. Dade at the point. Actually, Chevalier and Dade back out, sharing the ball a little bit. Now Leonard will come up. Chevalier goes down to the left corner. In the high post is Foley. Working low post and baseline, Brown. Foley gets it, goes to the short corner, Chevalier. She tries the one-hand dribble pass. It's taken away. Ball was reached up and grabbed by Sway Jones. Inside. I hear poo and I hear boo. Coach calling out the play. In the high post is Washington now. We got Jones and Robinson out here playing catch. 12 seconds. Left side, Green. And at the low post is Johnson. Down to 6 seconds. Green back out high. Starts to make the drive. Over back to Green. Green's 3. Air ball. And the light goes on the board. The horn goes off, and that means first half is over. And from the Sophie Cunningham Classic, halftime, the Blue Devils 22, the Spartans 22. And this is, of course, Blue Devil basketball on mechasportsco.com.
let you in. Government want to prove that you don't do anything, so is that yesterday? No, that was.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And back at halftime here. Your score at half. I guess I'm going to bring myself down as I put it up there a little bit for the music, see if we can pick up the music. Halftime score 22-22. Devils and the Spartans from Columbia battle. I'm going to see about getting an extra sheet here on the stat sheet here as the girls went by, and they've given one to each of the teams. So I can get a breakdown here outside of mine. Here's how the game started off. Devils hit a three-pointer to start the ball game off. Layla Dade with the three. Came back with 2 threes from Battle. Washington from the right wing, 6-3 Battle. Devils went on a 7-point run, led 10-6, then started sharing a few baskets. At the end of the first quarter, Devils 16-11 after one. Start of the second quarter, Battle was on a run, 9 points unanswered, built a 4-point lead up, 20-16, and the Devils ran off the last 6 points. Well, take that back, next 6 points. Took a 2-point lead, 22-20, but the last bucket of the half did go Battle's way, and it was 22-20. Neither team got a very good look on the last shot. Devils lost the ball in a turnover, and on the other side, Battle took a shot, came up as an air ball. We've got a couple people out here talking to the fans out here and in the support of this event. Again, it's the Sophie Cunningham Classic, tied into the Norm Stewart Classic. So you have the all-boys version. Now you've got the girls version, 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to turn this up and listen to them for a second here, and then I'll come back to the ball game.
Like the world's best girl dad, right there at the end of the baseline there, and so many dads and men that help grow girls basketball too. So absolutely girl power all the way. I want to give a quick shout out to all our awesome dads and men and guys that are helping grow our girls team as well. So last year, if you were here, it was our mom and dad's birthdays when we threw this big thing, and this year it's their anniversary. So thanks, mom and dad, you guys are the best. Shirts, merchandise, hats, all the cool things, discounted at the back there. So go check it out. We'd love for you to support yourself putting in classic gear. But again, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you guys coming and supporting, and we'll see you for year 3. Thanks.
And that's either, they're definitely sisters if they're not twins, and their shirts, girls get buckets too. There you go. So great event out here. Lots of games out here, checking back and see the overall schedule here. I'll give you kind of an idea of what's happened in here. Starting on the 5th at 4:30, they run 4 games that night. Cardinal Ritter against Bartlett, Tennessee. They bring in Booker T. Washington from Oklahoma to play Rockbridge. Incarnate Word played Park Hill South, and Blue Valley North out of Kansas took on Lutheran St. Charles. Day 2, that was Saturday. We had games 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on the docket. North Shelby started off with Harrisburg, so you had the local flavor, and of course they pack the gyms when the local teams come in, the small teams especially. Southern Boone County played Montgomery County. They had a youth ball game in between, and we watched a little bit of that earlier today. They had some girls out here playing. Park Hill South against Helias was the 1:30 game. Vashon, who we watched the game before, Vashon is the team that played Columbia Hickman. Vashon, a very small team, guard-related. I talked to the girls before the ball game. They were standing down in the hallway. Of course, we talked about their boys program who played after us yesterday, the men over at Highland Shootout. And Vashon, of course, won state last year. And Cardinal Ritter won 5A, so I think Vashon won 6A. Cardinal Ritter now is up to 6A, and that is boys, by the way, in the rankings. After that, Bartlett, Tennessee played Incarnate Wood. Link Academy, the girls' version. You've seen the boys' version at Eric Stratman in the Quincy Shootout. Blue Valley North, Kansas. Lutheran St. Charles played at 7:30 against Booker T. Washington. And the nightcap, Moberly and Centrea, a couple of local teams playing there. Now today, first game was 10 a.m. I got here for that one. John Burroughs against Bartlett, Tennessee. Second game, which was before us, Hickman against Vashon. We are the 1 o'clock game. Of course, it's Quincy against Columbia Battle. There's 2 more games at 2:30. Tipton will play Caro, and Rockbridge will end up wrapping the tournament up, and they will play Link Academy. Again, as you'll see everything out here in the program I've got, Norm Stewart presents the Sophie Cunningham Classic. You know, I talked a little bit about Coach Stewart. We saw him at his tournament over there. It was a great classic out there. Got a chance to sit down and talk to Norm. Of course, thank you, George Schultz. George coached with Norm, back in the 70s at Mizzou, he actually helped write the book, Coaching Basketball, by Norm Stewart and George Schultz. And when you look in there, a lot of the former Mizzou players are in the pictures. I got the book. It was actually autographed to the CYO back in the day when George gave it. And of course, I was the CYO director for 18 years and had used that book. Finally, George tells me, did you ever look at the pictures in that book and see who some of them were? Well, there's Mike Foster from Palmyra. He played down here. Palmyra, not only a good basketball player, but Mike Foster was a good football player as well. Mike was in most of the pictures in that book. George had to pull the freshmen out for it. Of course, that's about the time Sunvold and Stepanovic were down here playing, and just a little bit ahead of the time when Matt Schuckman was walking the hallways as the beat reporter in the 90s for Mizzou basketball. And, of course, we sent a little picture of Coach Stewart with Matt Schuckman, Muddy River Sports name in front of him. He enjoyed doing that for us. Been a little fun. We've had fun with Matt. And, of course, Matt, the legend, now honored by the IHSA a couple weeks ago. Good job. As we mentioned, our crack reporting also down here with video. Steve Luton doing the shots out there, so check him out on WGEM. He'll have all the footage from this tournament, as well as I'm sure he had the great shots from Highland yesterday as we saw him. And then, of course, his counterpart, Chris Dewar, on the other side for KHQA. He will have stuff on as well. So, and, of course, you can always pick stuff up in all your periodicals as well. Muddy River News, Muddy River Sports, and the Quincy Herald Week still hanging around too. I think 2 days a week, I believe, and that's not negative. That's where we're down to. Technology has changed stuff, not only for the newspapers, but also for radio and AM radio. We've got a lot of broadcast teams now from Quincy, but only one doing radio anymore, and everybody else is streaming, including us. We're not complaining at all. So, halftime 22-22. Scoring in the first half. Devils did a nice job in the first quarter. They were 6 out of 8 from the charity stripe. 0 for 1 in the second quarter. We missed an and one opportunity. For Columbia Battle, they only had 2 free throws. They were 2 for 2 in the second quarter. Devils looking at their scoring overall. We've got 4 girls scoring. Loncourt has 4. She hit that key three-pointer from outside from deep range. 6 points out of Jada Brown. 5 points from Layla Dade. And Foey's leading the way with 7 points as she had free throws in the first quarter, buckets in the second. On the other side, Columbia Battle's doing a great job on the three-point line. They hit 3 trays in the first quarter, 1 in the second, so they've hit 4 of them. Washington with 2 and Robinson with 2. Of course, Washington from that right wing, since we've kept a good rap on her, she did not score in the second quarter. Robinson leads the way with 8 points, 6 for Washington, 4 out of Brookings. Brookings now with 3 fouls. We mentioned she is inside. That's Jalea Brookings. Her dad was a former NFL running back. Can't remember how many years he did play, and I'm really lost at what team he played for. Excuse me on that. I don't store all that stuff. I could probably tell you more about what somebody scored in Quincy, even in a third grade game before that. My apologies there. I pay a little more attention to our local stuff. But Brookings has 3 fouls now. She is not tall. She is only 5'10", and I say only because she doesn't look, but she is solid, and she is tough around the backboard. It's been tough for the Devils to get a shot off. She's been bumping in there, and rebound-wise, she's done a nice job. So if we can get a 4th foul on her, Devils might go inside Foey and Brown a lot. Glad you to be with us today, Jeff Wellman, out here on this Sunday afternoon. And if you think Sunday is a bad day for games, I'm talking to Brad Hayes. He puts this one on. He has one in Springfield, Missouri. It's the 48 hours of basketball, and he runs 48 straight hours of games, including overnight. I love it. We've seen overnight stuff like that. Usually not related to basketball games and that. All kinds of different events that will run through the night. We gave away a car one time, hands on the wheel in that route. And we are ready for second half action. Battle will get the basketball. Chevalier back in the lineup. Loncourt and Dade in the 1-2-2. Deep low is Taylor Foey and Jada Brown with the basketball. Driving around the world, missing the shot was Boo Anderson. Inside was Brookings for the rebound. Back to the top of the key. Kicks left side. That's Green. Green skips to the right side. Washington being looked at. Loncourt's right there on her. Green with it at the top of the key. That's Robinson. Robinson on the dribble. Robinson with a lot of dribbling. Back to Robinson. She airballs from the right side. Good job by Dade screening out Green. Green went and saved the ball, and Dade waited for it to come back to her. Long pass. Oh, good interior passing there. Long pass to Dade. Foley tip pass to Brown. Brown, I will say, had a block shot, although it looked like a lot of contact on that. Went out of bounds on the Devils. So in the first minute of the second half, back to the Spartans for Columbia battle. Ooh, Washington looked like she skipped the feet a little bit. You're getting a chance to see that there. Anderson with the ball on the right side. Anderson and Robinson dribble a lot, especially Robinson. Washington back out to Robinson. Robinson, left side. Washington didn't have much room. Still stepped back, took the shot, and missed it. Loncourt was waiting for the rebound, and Foey came in and just squeezed it away from her. Devils back for the basketball. Looking for a matchup, man-to-man, but they're still saying zone now. 2-3. Short corner, Jada Brown skips it over left side. Dade shoots for three. In and out. Brown's inside. Jada up with the one step, no good. Brookings had the rebound. Foey gets the rebound, and Taylor Foey with the first score for the Devils in the second half. First score for either team. Devils lead 24-22. Good hustle inside. Brown had a shot at it. Foey took it away from Brookings. Brookings has to be aware of that fourth foul. Robinson driving in traffic, lost the handle, and a bailout call there is Robinson out of control. Came into almost a triple team, so the Devils had too many players. Foul was called on Loncourt, her first of the second half, or I should say third quarter, on the Devils. 6-11 in third. Baseline Johnson, who just checked in, gets it inside, but taken away by Foey. Washington tried to do a bounce pass. We talk about Foey's eye-hand coordination. Very, very good. In the half-court set, right side Chevalier, short corner, comes back out to Foey. Foey does a step in. Johnson plays good defense on that one. Both officials talk, they work it out, and it will head the other way. White, that's battle. Great passing, whether it's the high-low, low-high, short corner into the post. Devils do a nice job, and a nice job of touch passing from the post as well. In that high post is Brookings, so Foey comes up and matches up in front of her. Right side Johnson with the basketball for battle. Robinson stays on the right side with a dribble between the legs a couple times. She's got Foey and Dade on her. Dade and Brown now squeezed out there on Washington on the right side. On the perimeter with the basketball, battle. On the left side now. Washington comes, gets it, brings the dribble, did a little check off there with the forearm. Shot from the right side, no good. That was taken by Anderson. Weak side, Loncourt with the rebound. Devils with the basketball, 2-point lead, third quarter action. Skips over here to Layla Dade, who will bring it back to center court. Right in front of the CC, Columbia College in center circle. In the high post, Brown. Brown spins when she gets, now steps underneath. Great play by Jada Brown. Jada Brown backed her in, stepped down, and around with the shot. Devils up by 4. Washington has the ball, has the trailer, tries to drive in. Taylor Foey comes in, stops her, and then blocks the shot. Taylor slid over with the body, reached up and blocked the shot. Chevalier got the ball, and Leah coming down the sideline. Brookings was in front of Dade. The only place she could throw it is where she did, and that was out of bounds. 30-second timeout from battle. 4:39 left in the third. 26-22, Quincy over battle. Here at the Sophie Cunningham Classic. Jeff Wellman with MechaSportsCo.com. Well, there's Brad over there on the far corner. I was looking for him a little bit earlier to tell him that I had to flip the camera on, so at least if I knew if my computer was running or not. I'm not a computer tech, but I'm also not a moron, although I think I have the computer knowledge for dummies. I haven't read the book yet. Up this week, Mecha Sports on Monday will be over at the Pit as the Lady Raiders will take on Pittsfield. Then on Tuesday, the battle at Blue Devil Gymnasium. Moline, Sean Taylor brings the guys down. We've got Moline and Rocky this week. Rocky on Friday, and of course the girls, Rocky comes down to Blue Devil to the girls' gym on Thursday. Trying to pass the ball inside. Foey is doing a great job of steals today. She stepped in on that one. I can't believe they didn't see her. Devils with the basketball. Leah works the left side. Chevalier being guarded there by Washington. Good defense. Cross court to Loncourt. Right side, Brown. In the high post is Foey. Coach calling out 5. And Washington leaning a little bit on the defense on Chevalier. Washington, her first foul, and the first for the Spartans in the second half. In the first quarter, Spartans did give the double bonus to the Devils just at the end of the quarter. Losing the handle on the basketball. And that was a good call there by the official as we stood here. Boo Anderson was playing D, but the ball just brushed by her. Low official did not have a call, looked out here. Good communication between the official crew. Foley gets it in, kicks it back out. 4 minutes left, halfway through the third quarter. Chevalier working on Washington. Oh, Brookings came up, stole the ball on the cross-court pass. Battle with the basketball. She was in the post as Brown came up. Brookings just flew right by her. Longer passes. Got to shorten the passes for the Devils and come to the passes. Robinson, Chevalier on her. Oh, Leah almost had a chance to take the ball away. And a pass down on the low block to Washington. Through her hands. Nice idea. Not a high percentage pass as Foley was sitting right to her side, waiting to play D. Washington now going to pick up at half court, as well as the rest of the battle squad. Longcourt down the right corner to Brown. Brown picks it up on the short corner. No good on the shot. Didn't use the board that time. Brookings was checking her up. Rebound weak side. Here's Washington for battle. Washington to the right side of the corner. That's Boo Anderson. And Boo trying to get to the baseline. Would have stepped out of bounds. But number 21, that's Jada Dade. She fouls with the body. Jada's first foul. Second team foul for the Devils. One in the quarter on the other side for battle. Baseline play. Brookings on the low post. She was it. Comes out high just to get it in. Robinson goes inside. Turnaround. Left-hand shot. No good. Foley with it. Boo Anderson missed the shot. Foley with another rebound. Longcourt across the timeline to the right. Well, I'll bring it back to the center. Cameron Byquist comes down, waits to check in. High post, Jada Brown. Skips behind a screen to the right side, Longcourt. Shot for three, no good. She was behind Foley on the screen. Great play. Weak side, Chevalier had the rebound. From the top, inside, Foley steps up, right hand, short hook, good. Taylor with 4 in the quarter. Devils have scored 6 unanswered points, lead by 6. 2.5. Washington tries to go baseline. Pass to Johnson on the other side. On the left wing, shot for 3, no good. Brown with a rebound on the missed Boo Anderson 3. Backcourt, Longcourt behind the back. She's got Anderson on her. Skips to the left side to Dade. Foley looking inside. Oh, and Taylor had the idea. She drove baseline to get it to Jada Brown. Jada had left the spot, though. Battle with the basketball. Battle to reset. Chevalier still at that point. Leah with a run into Longcourt early. Worried about a concussion situation. She thought it was hard breathing, but Leah's back at the point playing some tough D. That's a nice pass there. Defense shifted just a little bit to the outside, and as soon as they shifted, they found Brookings down on the left block. Brookings, the first score for Columbia at the 2-minute mark. Devils only giving up 2 points in the whole quarter. Still lead by 4, inside 2. Devils go high post. Brown, 16-footer. Off the back of the iron. Long rebound came out, 15-foot. Boo Anderson with it for battle. Anderson will bring it down the right side. Washington with Dade on her. Back out to Anderson. Keep it on the right side. Brookings is down on the block. They got the high-low. Brookings gets the ball. Foley was up high, couldn't do anything about it. Brookings, hard to get around her. She makes the shot. 2 in a row for Jalea Brookings. Devils still lead 28-26. Quick 4-point run here. Inside, Foley. Foley shot, no good. Oh, Brown does a great job of tipping it away from Brookings and then takes it up with the left hand for the layup. Coach Dance wants to give a break here real quick. So with that layup, Brown makes 2 buckets in the quarter. Foley makes 2 buckets. Devils lead 30-26. And with the timeout, we will tell you that you're listening to and watching from a short point. Of course, you're getting the basket down at the other end. I may shift it down here to the Devils, but we're kind of shifting it towards the scoreboard. I guess I got a scoreboard up here. But you're listening and watching on mechasportsco.com. Yeah, many of the big events, a lot of the events they don't mind you broadcasting. We had the opportunity yesterday from Under the Basket at Highland. We want to thank those at the Highland Shootout, that being the Highland Optimist, as well as the Scott Credit Union. They host that event. We only were there for part of the game before and our game as we rushed up to Breeze to catch a little basketball there on the girls' side. But an excellent event, and thank you to all of them down there. We'll give the shout out to Matt Powers, the Quincyan, a 90s graduate from QND. and then he can pass it along to everybody else as I'll pass an email along to the crew as well. And we'll do the same thing here as Brad Hayes' group has been fantastic at both the shootouts here, the Norm Stewart and the Sophie Cunningham shootout. Devils back on defense. Byerquist at the top. Dade up there as well. Laynard actually running a 2-3 or a 1, almost at 1, picking up the 1. Here's a pass low and out of bounds, trying to hit Warren on the baseline. She just checked in. I'm gonna have to ask Coach what he's actually running there, because it looks like a 2-3, but you've got the top girl, Byquist, on a 1-to-1 matchup. Speaking of matchups, Warren's gonna be at the point of this 1-2-2, now 1-3-1 now. Devils get it in the short corner, come back out high. Bree Lanner's in the lineup. Left side is Dade. Dade gets it, runs, the runner, good. Little 8-foot runner. Layla Dade hits the shot. 32-26, time to go to a new column. Devils with the basketball back on D, 24 seconds left in the quarter. Almost put Dades in the last quarter. Almost a steal across court. Byquist with it. Driving there, shot no good on the runner. Oh, and Johnson squeezed in. Devils were doing a great job of screening out, but the problem was Johnson squeezed in and took it away. Down to 5 seconds. Dade, will she get one off? Half court, yes she will, and it'll be a hard one off the glass. We have played 3 quarters at the Sophie Cunningham Classic here in Columbia College, Columbia, Missouri. And the score, the Quincy High Blue Devils 32, the Columbia Battle Spartans 28. And you're listening to Blue Devil Basketball right here on MeccaSportsCo.com. And for those out there watching there, I reversed the angle. I went for the scoreboard up here, the top scoreboard we can see. And this is on the Devils shooting. Excuse me. As I caught the stat lady coming through, trying to catch the third quarter. Devils up 32-28. Unless you'll catch me for the final stats, that's what I like. As we get ready for the fourth quarter, Devils lead 32-28. Devils led after 1, 16-11. Halftime 22-22, tied up. Third quarter 32-28. Devils ran off the first 6 points of the third quarter. As in the second quarter, they had a nice run of 6 points as well late in the quarter. And that 7-point run in the first quarter is what built the lead up 10-6 in the ball game. Devils will have the basketball. Dade, Loncourt, Chevalier, Foley, and Brown. Other side. And we just threw the ball away. We zigged when we were supposed to zag. On the other side, in the backcourt, will be Jones. Also, Warren stayed in the ball game. Boo Anderson out here on this wing. Johnson's in there since we've got foul trouble on Brookings. And rounding out the lineup down low is Sway Jones. Only 3 fouls on Brookings now in the fourth quarter. You'd think you'd get her back in. She did take a little break there. She was in at the end of the quarter. Back to the top of the key. Chevalier picks up right away on Anderson. Shot taken off the glass. 3 of the Devils were right there. One Devil grabbed it. It popped out of her hand. And Johnson, she's been so fortunate so far. Both her baskets have come where the ball has bounced right to her. Devils by 2. Low block. Out to Brown. Brown takes it to the hole. She had the layup, but took a big step there at the free throw lane. Traveling was called. That was your low-high pass. Foley got it on the block, couldn't do anything with it, moving, and got it out high. Brown made a nice move to the basket. Took that quick step. That's what happens when you're one of the bigger girls out there. That step's a little more noticeable. Guards get away with some of that quick feet. Devils back in the zone set. On the right wing, Boo Anderson. Weak side to Washington. Try to go down to Brookings, they get her. Brookings didn't have the shot, kicked it out to the corner to Robinson, back out to Washington. Washington leads with that arm almost like a running back at times. In the left corner, Battle shoots, Battle hits for 3. That was Robinson, her third in the ball game. She had 2 early in the ball game, 1 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. It's a 7-point run right now and a 1-point lead for the Spartans. As we mentioned, Devils today had about 4 or 5 times where it was just bad turnovers were unforced. Foley with a nice little 14-footer, couldn't get it to go. Battle with the basketball. 6:20 and counting left in the ball game. Back to the top, Anderson just off the right side. Chevalier almost trying to get that ball on the pass. Back in the corner, Robinson. She drives this time. She finds Brookings out in front of the basket. Brookings, though, loses the ball. We're going to get a jump ball. Brookings was behind when the ball went to the floor, and she almost put her hands on the Devil and pushed. Could have been her 4th foul. We have a jump ball in the alternate possession area. Will go to the Spartans. Box out of bounds play. Brookings trying to get position inside. Don't allow it. Comes out back at the top of the key to Robinson. Chevalier pops out right away. Leah pushes Robinson, now drives her the other way. Shot taken from 14. Oh, and she got the roll. Good defense on that one. Hit the rim, got back to the back of the board, and slid in. 35-32, Devils are down by 3. Brown in the right corner. Back up high, Loncourt sends it to left side. Now we've got it on the left wing to Chevalier. Short corner on the left. Foley. She was stopped by Brookings. Shot from the right side for 3, no good. Good shot there by Loncourt. Weak side rebound, Sway Jones. Devils need to toughen it up on defense this time down. Chevalier at the point. Dade and Loncourt at the high post. Foley comes up to the high post. Her and Brown are working the low post and keeping an eye. Robinson runs the baseline, and Brookings looks to find a spot. From the right corner, and Robinson hits another 3. And there's a run now of 12 points and a 6-point lead. Devils' 6-point lead has been lost. Devils need to get back inside. Oh, goes inside, ball was tipped away, and luckily Jada Brown got it and took it to the hole. Devils threw that ball in double teams. Foley was coming to the ball, but there was nowhere for her to get. Ball was tipped out. Luckily, Jada Brown ran in, grabbed it, and took it to the hole. Jada gets the bucket. Timeout quickly. That was a 12-point run. Devils led 32-26. Found themselves up 6, down 6 now. Now down 4, 4:49 left in this one. Hey, by the way, if you'd like to be a Mecca Sports advertiser, supporter, market your business, give us a holler. Games are almost every night. We're looking at this week. First back from the holidays. We've gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thank you very much. On the quarters there, double checking the stats. Devils out rebounding after 3 quarters, 26-21. Devils, though, with 12 turnovers, battle with 14 turnovers. Each team with 7 steals, so 4:49 left in the ball game. Devils back in their 1-2-2. Leah's at the point. Washington will bring it across the timeline. Anderson now. And it's amazing they got Robinson, who was dribbling a lot, is no longer doing that. She's running the baseline and flashing once in a while. Trying to get that, almost get us to fall asleep so we can shoot a 3. In the high post, ball was tipped away briefly. Then it was kicked back out. 3-point in the corner, no good. Long rebound, Washington for Battle. Robinson had taken that shot again. Robinson has hit 4 threes on the day. Washington has the other 2, 6 total for Battle. Left side, Washington. Devils stretch it out a little bit. And there's a pass, Washington going to Sway Jones on the right wing. Sway was actually flashing towards the ball, and so the ball ended up at the end of the bench. And that was out of bounds. So halfway through the third quarter, 4 minutes left in this game. 4s are wild as the Devils are down by 4, 38-34. Layla Dade across the timeline to the right side. She gives a screen by Chevalier and then zips the ball a little too hard. Loncourt above her head and a turnover. I'd say out of those turnovers, the 7 that we had, or the 12 we had coming into this quarter, there's a good 4 or 5 of them that were just unforced. Pressure is good, though, by the Spartans. Especially in the first half, they picked it up. Washington playing ball out here with Anderson at the top. Johnson as well as, oh, here's a 3 on the side for Anderson. No good. Foley gets the rebound. Lost train as they were just passing the ball. She took the shot. Across the timeline. Loncourt on the right side. Into the high post. Foley drives, goes all the way around, misses it, gets a rebound, puts it back up, and scores. Give Taylor a rebound and the putback. She had 7 at the half. She's got 13 On defense, Bree Leonard coming up. Devils down 2, 3 minutes left in the ball game. Johnson down in that block. Watch where she's at because the ball seems to fall on rebounds right to her. Left corner. Ooh, a little travel with the Sway Jones move. And a steal almost at the top. Washington got back and got it. Layla Dade stepped up and tipped the ball away. Chevalier still out here on Washington. In the right side's Robinson, right back to Washington. 2 on the post now with Brookings out of the game. They work high-low. That's Johnson and Jones for Battle. Not going with it inside much, so I'm looking for shots. And, of course, Coach Young wants to talk about it as he saw the ball being slowly and methodically moved around the perimeter. So we've got a quick 1-minute timeout. If there's a thing, it's 1 minute quick timeout. 2:31 left in this one. Devils down by 2, 38-36, the Columbia Battle. And, of course, it's Blue Devil basketball from the girls' side here on mechasportsco.com. And a little jamming here at Columbia College. We mentioned Ryan Nice. Of course, Ryan came down here in the 90s and played. A couple of the guys helping out. Drew, he played right behind him. And the court is named after Coach Bouchard, who I'm told is living down in the Ozarks and fishing a lot these days. And if you're done coaching all those years, you earned it. It's kind of what Bobby Knight did. 2:30 left in this game. Battle with the basketball. Devils are down by 2. Devils stretching out a little bit now. Breeze coming up also, because you figure the Battle's going to hold the ball and kill the clock as much as possible. Looks like they're trying to make the Devils come out. Chevalier will come out on Anderson. It's just Anderson and Washington at the top. Watching the right corner where Robinson's hiding. And in the post, Brookings is back. Brookings and Sway Jones working the post. Sway Jones steps out, puts a dribble on there. Wanted to do one more dribble. Washington all the way back here by us. Cross side Anderson. Long court guards her. Drives to the hole. Bounce pass inside. Foey tips it away. Leonard gets the ball. Outlets the long court. All the way down court. Good. Jada Brown gets the bucket. Brown did a little snowbird action. Got down the court. And Longcore found her for the layup. 1:30 left. 38-38. Devils back on D. Jones came out for a screen. She put the screen on Anderson. Anderson went to the corner. Robinson trying to find a spot. She tries to find Brookings. Brookings lost the ball, but Washington has it. Washington, the runner, no good. Foey blocked the shot. Taylor Foey is playing awesome D inside. Devils have the basketball. Approaching 1 minute. Brown on the baseline. Back out to Foey. Foey's going to kick it out. Long court from long range. No good. Just off the front of the iron. Brookings got the rebound, and Brookings did a little hook there and kind of get away from Taylor Foey. So with 54.9 seconds left, timeout there. Timeout taken as Layla Day checks in with me. That's okay. I'm here on the end of the bench, so everybody assumes that I'm part of the team. I like to be part of the team. 54.9, 38-38. We had a good look there. Brown had it on the short corner of the right side, got Foey at the top. Foey decides to kick it back out, and Miley had a good look here from college ranks, just off the front of the iron. And, of course, Brookings, 3 fouls, and she's held on to those 3 fouls since the first half. Timeouts left. Battle has 1 timeout left. Quincy has 2. Fouls are not a problem right now. Battle only 1 foul in the quarter. Quincy with 2. Of course, when you get to 5, it's the double, so nobody's got to worry about that. Normally in these situations, too, well, maybe not with 54.9, you start looking at fouling or potentially putting a 1-and-1 on the line. We don't have a 1-and-1 anymore. It has gone by the wayside. Everything's a double bonus, and we'll evaluate that at the end of the year from across the country. First, we'll evaluate from our gymnasiums out of the timeout. So 54.9, 38-38. Chevalier, Leonard, Dade, Foey, and Brown for the Devils. Robinson triggers it in. Coming out to get it is Washington. Robinson's going to come back and handle it. Johnson and Brookings are down low. In the right corner is Anderson. Johnson comes out. Put pressure on her. She's a post player that doesn't handle the ball much. Washington dribbles. Back out to Brookings. Looks like they're going to waste it down to try to get. I'm sure they'll go to Brookings down low if she's got the shot and on the block, but I think they're looking for that one shot at the end here. Down to 32 seconds. Everybody on the perimeter working it. Brookings goes down in the post again. On the left side, Anderson. Devils doing a nice job checking off, making sure somebody's got a man. Down to 21 seconds and counting. D'ing up now, Robinson with the basketball. Double high post, Johnson and Brookings. Johnson gets it in the high post. Brown's on her. Oh, take the ball away from her, Jada. Ball comes back out high. 9 seconds left. Washington trying to find somewhere to go. And a timeout. Coach decided he needed to draw up. The last shot was 6.3 seconds. That's Dustin Young from the Spartans. And we're going to talk about the defense as well. Obviously, at this point with 2 shots, you don't foul. You're going to play as tough as D as you can get and hopefully get the ball back. Get the ball back, set your defense, or at least play tough D and send this thing to overtime. And that would be one advantage. As we mentioned, Devils yesterday, Granite City has been down. That was kind of a bummer of a game, but a good one to lead into here. They won big. I won't even say the score again. Didn't even give double digits, though, for Granite City. And then came over and got to spend the night over here. So the girls have had some nice opportunities this year. I've got to ask, too, are you sisters or twins?
Sisters, I'm older.
Okay. And they were out there doing for the Sophie Classic. She sat down next to me. I had to ask her. So, and I take it you play.
I did, yeah. We played at Mizzou together.
Awesome.
Rockbridge and Mizzou together, and then I'm done.
We've got a Quincy girl there and there, Abby Schreck. So,
I know, she's great. I love her.
and one of our Rockbridge Mizzou girls here. So, and probably played against Quincy in the past. Here we go. 6.3 seconds left with the basketball battle in front of their own bench. Leah Chevalier is right there. Ball goes into Jones. Jones gives it back to Washington. Starts to drive. Ball's ripped away by Bree. Ball was shot no good, and it's going overtime. Bree started to rip the ball away for the you're good. All the way down there. She almost ripped away the steal for Washington. Sorry, Miley Loncourt was trying to check in for me. And pulled the ball away, and it get to, I believe it was Robinson who took the shot off the glass. And we have played 32 minutes. We're going to play some more, actually 4 more minutes, as the final right now is not a final. It's 38-38. 2 great teams. And letting the bench know that Loncourt did check in there. So 4 more minutes of basketball. Gotta love it. Devils 38. Thank you very much. Devils 38, Battle 38. It says the same thing on the stat sheet. Devils had both teams had 3 turnovers in that quarter. So again, 15 turnovers for the ball game. Nobody got any extra steals, although I thought Foey did. At 7-7, we'll have those stats for after the ball game. Devils set up their starting lineup out there. Chevalier, Dade, Loncourt, Foey, and Brown. Foey in the center circle, still going right to left in the second half. Brookings will jump center, along with Washington. Anderson, Devils get it. Oh, and straddling the line there. Anderson, Jones, and checking the last girl out there. That is Jones. Johnson went out. Devils with the basketball in half-court set. Knocking the ball away was Washington. Devils will have it. So Washington, Robinson, Jones, all out high. Boo Anderson. She pops up on the left side, and Brookings in the middle. Good ball game here. Devils at the top with Loncourt and Dade. In the high post is Brown. Low post is Foey. Interior passing. Foey with the shot. They're going to call it a block shot. Getting there a little late was Washington. Avoided the foul. Might have been Jones. But a good interior passing there from Foey to Washington. To Brown. Devils with the basketball. Top of the key, Dade. Boo Anderson came up on her briefly. You got Anderson and Robinson at the top of the 2-3. High post. Foey looks like a double team. Will come back out. Loncourt skips it across. Back down to the right corner. Leah Chevalier, crossover dribble. In the short corner to Brown. Devils will come back out. Looking for some double teams here. Into the post. Brown, turnaround move. Step down, no good. Partial block shot. Coming with the basketball, Sway Jones for Battle. Been a very physical game inside both ways and been called quite the same both ways. This is a postseason type game. Anytime you get your shootouts as well, you got to earn it when you get down to the post. Behind the back, Anderson. Dade stopped her on the move. Back out here at 40 feet away from the basket. Brookings gives her a screen. Foey hedges her. Bounce inside to Brookings. Brookings, Longford could have committed the foul. They didn't call it. Brookings got the rebound, and Taylor was there trying to stop her. But Foey will be called for the foul, her first of the ball game, and the first of the overtime. Brookings gets the basket, and she'll have an and one. Misses it. Foey with a rebound. Good job by Taylor on the screening. Taylor through 4 quarters, 8 rebounds. Good job. Foley, 14-footer, no good. Right at the elbow, just inside. 220. Rebound by Battle. And Battle will go in that high post, that high court, half court, passing the ball with Anderson and Robinson near half court. Dade will be out there. Brookings. And the shot no good. Weak side. Oh, a great rebound by Brown over Brookings on the weak side. In transition. Longcourt has to stop. She finds Brown in the transition. Crossover dribble to the lane. No good. Foley hustles in. And Taylor has the basketball. It's a jump ball. And it will go back to Battle on the alternate possession. Brown with a great crossover move. Took it to the hole. Point blank. Defense was there, though, too. Inside 2 minutes. Devils are down by 2. Longcourt picks up Robinson out here. Gets through. Brookings screen. Brookings comes out there to screen and then immediately goes down to that low block. So if you get Foley up there switching off, you got to get somebody back there close to the basket. Right side, Anderson. Daly stays there. Day doing a good job. Over to Sway Jones. She'd be the one girl on the perimeter maybe to handle the basketball. Not Washington. Brookings, she's the post player. She doesn't want to handle the basketball. Brookings, almost a 5 call there. Robinson with it. Longcourt on her. Brookings comes out, spin. Robinson starts to go to the hole, stops, kicks it inside. Brookings wasn't ready for it. Luckily, she turned around and got it. Good chance for the Devils to take the ball. And Leah will reach in. Quick foul. Leah, her first foul. Nobody in foul trouble, really. We had 2 fouls, and that's Dade, and those were in the first half. Bree Leonard checking in the ball game. Miley Longcourt checks out. Bree in here for some defense. Gives Miley a quick break. Need her for that shot. It goes into Brookings, but Brookings wants to get rid of it right away. To the guard, Robinson. Robinson gets around. Bree is on her. Sway Jones. And Jones gets fouled. It'll be Jada Brown, her second foul. In that situation with 52 seconds left, coach wants to call a timeout. We now have 3 fouls against us. 2 more before we get 2 shots. There is the thought of, do you put them on the line so you can get the basketball back, or at least get in a position to get the basketball back? Because with Battle with a 2-point lead, good chance they're trying to hang on to it to the end, or at least try to kill as much clock as possible. If you just joined us, you've missed a great game out here today. Quincy with a nice 7-point run in the first quarter led 10-6. And at the end of the quarter, 16-11 first quarter lead. Halftime it was tied up 22-22. Third quarter, Devils led 32-28. And then with that quick comeback there in the fourth, 12 points. Devils were up 6, found themselves down 6, but would answer with the last 6 points of the fourth quarter, and it would go overtime 40-40. Devils scored, actually 38-38, excuse me. I had 40-40 because 40 was up on the board. 40's up on the board because Battle made that basket by Brookings. Did not get the and one, missed the free throw. Hope you enjoyed today. Stick with us for the entire season. January and February should be a lot of fun. And stick with us in the post-game show as we've got the Cunis Honda and Cunis Hyundai coaches' comments. Across the timeline, a quick foul on Dade, her third. She fouled Anderson. It's the fourth in overtime, so one more. It'll be a 2 shots. Washington to throw the ball in. Robinson comes and gets it. Lannard's on her. Back to the top. That goes Anderson. Back to Robinson. Down to 40 seconds. Little keep away here. Lannard now comes out, plays her numeral counterpart number 3. Bree. Hands that ball off to Sway Jones. Down to 30 seconds left. And there's Lannard for her foul. For Bree, it's her first foul of the ball game. It will be the 5th foul, and so 2 shots coming from Battle. At the line will be Robinson. Robinson bound to be a good shooter, just simply for the fact she's got 4 threes on the day and 2 buckets as well. And she misses the first. Way to jinx it. Lannard out, Loncourt back in. 40-38, so still a 1-possession ball game. 28.9 left in the ball game. Time to screen out for Foley and Brown down low with Brookings on the back. Second one, no good. Rebound Devils, Jada Brown, so the Devils have a chance to tie or win. Chevalier in the half court. Loncourt starts to make a drive. Oh, she had the ball taken away from her by Anderson. Anderson was working her on the hip, and I was waiting for a call for maybe a hand check, and instead snuck around and picked her back pocket. Foul's going to be called on Foley as soon as the ball went the other way. Devils had the foul. So 2 shots, and this one's coming from Boo Anderson. She's only got a bucket on the day, way back in the second quarter. Anderson controls the action for the team. Robinson is always looking for the shot. And we had music being played right at the start of Boo Anderson's shot. Didn't know they had their own songs. It will be that way someday, like baseball, where you'll have your walk-up song while you're shooting your free throw. I hope not. College has gotten bad enough with the porthole thing. First one, no good. Anderson misses, so now Coach Dance wants to talk about it because he's got a 1-possession game. If you get the rebound, you can still tie it with a bucket. If they make it, it's got to be a 3-pointer, so you've got to have something set up for the 3 for the tie. And do you take the 3, or do you rush it down with 16-8 for a quick 2 and jump on it right out of bounds? And you might get an and 1 as well, but that'll be all the things we'll be talking to Coach Dance about after the ball game as he sits in the huddle with a full timeout. Timeouts left for both teams, 1 apiece. We've had 5, we're in the 5-foul plus, so 2 shots for Battle the rest of the way out. Devils won't be shooting. Battle with only 1 foul in the overtime period. Only 1 foul in the second half completely, and in the first half, really 7 fouls, and 3 of those were Brookings. So both teams playing very physical, and of course the Devils in the first half only had 3 team fouls as well. So as we mentioned, played like a postseason game or a shootout game. And other than probably the unforced errors today, I think Coach is going to be happy with his performance. Hopefully happier with a victory. So the stage is set. 16.8 left. 1 free throw left. That's Boo Anderson. Devils will put 4 on the free throw line. Brown and Foley down. Loncourt and Chevalier squeezed in between. Brookings and Sway Jones. Second shot from the southpaw. Up, no good. Brown with a rebound. Devils have a chance to tie or win with 15 seconds left. Long pass to Loncourt. Loncourt gets around Washington. Goes in, had a bump. Brookings was there for the bump, and the Devils didn't get a shot off. Miley took it down, was trying to get contact from the guard guarding her. Brookings came over with contact. Miley lost the basketball, and Battle took the basketball. 40-38. Here we go again. We had 2 missed shots. Robinson missed 2. Anderson missed 2. Brookings missed 1. They're 0 for 5 in this quarter in the overtime. Anderson will have 2 more. Wow. That was a 720, folks. It went 360 and went around a second time. Devils will need a 3 now at least. Quiet in the gym. Second one up is good, so she hits 2 this time. Devils are down by 4. 4.7. Brown drives down, Brown's going to take it all the way in for the layup. She was fouled by Brookings, but they're going to wave it off because the buzzer went off at the same time. So it took overtime between these two teams. And in the OT, 4 points for Battle, and the victory 42-38 over the Blue Devils. Great ball game out there. I got to get into my overtime mode there as we went a little extra. They'll have the MVP of this game. We'll check that out here. Devils will fall to 15-5. Came in 15-4.
Thank you.
And if you wondered why it went silent there, the PA announcer announced that one of the Battle players had lost a parent. And so they gave a moment of silence out there. Thank you. Gave a moment of silence for the Battle player.
First for Quincy, Taylor Foley.
Taylor Foley gets named the MVP for Quincy. Taylor had 7 in the first half, 6 in the second half. She had 13. On the other side, I got to believe it's Robinson. Well, it could be Brookings, too. As they take the picture out here in half court. I'll shoot that out there for you. And there's Taylor getting her award. And Taylor Robinson, as I mentioned, she was the MVP over there. She had 4 threes in the ball game, 16 points. Missed a couple in the other, and there's the sisters that played at Rockbridge and Mizzou. One was 2 years older than the other, as she told me just a moment ago when she sat down. We'll shoot back to the big screen while we've got the post-game show here. Good ball game here. Devils with a loss here. That was not the good point of it all. 15-5 now. But they'll go back to the conference tied for third, even though they're in second, 2-2 there. And good luck to Coach Battle and Coach Young for the rest of the season there. Whoops, excuse me. Get there. As everybody, we don't have a lot of clearance here in the at the scoring table. So the Devils with a tough loss here. We'll get a chance to talk to Coach here in a minute. As he through one quarter, Devils led by 5. Halftime, it was tied, 22-22. Third quarter, Devils led by 4, 32-28. And at the tie, 38-38, Devils kept the Spartans from scoring in regulation with that last shot. And then a bucket and 2 free throws in the 4-minute overtime. And that was the end. Devils had a couple opportunities. And a physical play, I think really on that one, and that's my own personal opinion, you're not going to get a drive to the basket and probably get a call, so you probably need to pass the ball and look for that open shot. Devils had a couple times where driving to the basket. You didn't see many calls, maybe twice all day, where a blocking call or a hand check call was called. So if you're going to go to the basket, you need to go strong and have some backside help as well. But Devils overall as a team, you win by a team, you lose by a team, and so you never go out there and point out, Taylor gets the MVP here, but if you won, that's not a win by one player, and it's not a loss by one player by any means. So, hey, let's break down the scoring first of all for the Devils. They were led in scoring 14 points from Jada Brown. She also had 12 rebounds, so a double-double, 14 and 12. Taylor Foley missed the double-double by 1. She had 13 points and 9 rebounds. She had 5 blocked shots on the day as well, and 3 steals. Taylor had a great game there. I kind of got a little emotion on that one. It was so good. 7 points out of Layla Dade. Layla's coming around more offensively towards the end here. Miley Loncourt had 4 in the ball game, but not scoring. Leah Chevalier, also Bree Leonard, Kate Medemeyer, and Cameron Byquist all in the ball game, but did not score. On the other side, for the Battle Spartans, they were led in scoring 16 points out of Taylor Robinson, 10 points out of Jelaya Brookings. She had 14 rebounds, folks, and that's why I said she was all over the boards today. 6 out of Nautica Washington, 4 points out of Brenna Johnson. Brenna was in the right place at the right time. 4 points out of Boo Anderson, 2 from Sway Jones, and in the ballgame but not scoring, Jalen Green, also in the ballgame but not scoring, Nyla Warren. And Battle now will improve to 6-6. They're a much better team than 6-6 as they play a lot of big schools out here. Looking overall, Devils for the game only shot 31%, 22 from the land of 3. They did hit 67% of their free throws. That's right, that is 2 out of 3, not 3 out of 4. On the other side, 36% from the field. Field goals for Battle. 40% from the land of 3, as they were 6 of 15. So they did get the Devils, as the Devils were 2 of 9. And only 44% from the free throw line. And that almost cost them at the end, as they were 4 for 9. Devils, like I say, 6 for 9 on the contest. Rebound-wise, Battle out-rebounded the Devils, only 42 to 38. Devils had 16 offensive rebounds, 19 defensive rebounds. The other side, 10 offensive rebounds for Spartan, and only 20 run rebounds on there for Battle. Checking the other stats out there, we mentioned turnovers were an issue. We did have 2 turnovers in the overtime. We were tied at 15-15 in regulation. We were also tied 7-7 in steals. The 2 steals were the difference that turned around. 5 blocks, of course, for Taylor Foey for the Devils. 6 blocks on the other side. Brookings had 2 of those and then shared 4 of the players with 1. And assist, Devils with only 5 assists. Other side, 10 for Battle. Devils had some trouble early in the game with some pressure. I thought they'd come back out of the pressure. And in games like these, there is no easy 32 minutes. I mean, there's not an easy time, because the team's going to go in and put full court pressure on you. And when they even go to the half court pressure, you've got to move that basketball. Devils did a pretty good job overall, except for the unforced turnovers we've mentioned throughout the ball game too. So checking out their largest lead, of course, the Devils by 6. Battle, of course, by 6 as well. Our Devils lead was in the fourth quarter there. The game was tied 5 times, and the lead changed 5 times as well in the game. So those are those great stats that we get when Coach Petty can't stay up with it close enough to give me all those numbers. We'll see if he can do it second semester. So a tough one for the Devils, but a learning experience. Again, as we always say, you hear me say it all the time, you didn't win or lose the state title today. So these are the things you do as you put your schedule together. Coach Douglas and I have talked about his schedule and his benchmarks coming out of tournaments and where you place your non-conference games and the teams you want to schedule against. And the Devils have done a nice job with that. Blue Devil girls have done the same thing. Their schedule has been up. They got a great Western Big Six schedule. And that's the key, I think, for the Devils is that Western Big Six title. You got Galesburg and East Moline. We've lost to both them on the road. We will get them later this season at Blue Devil Gym, at Quincy High's gymnasium. So, and they're both tied at first place right now because Alleman, who's another one of those top teams, and tied right now with Quincy in the next slot, which would be third, beat Galesburg the other night for their first loss at Galesburg. So that shows you how impressive the Devils played at home against Alleman to blow them out. And I'm going to double check that score, because for those listening would like to know that one. That was a heck of a game for the girls. I was not at that ball game. I don't even know where we were at that day. But here we go. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being patient with me out there in listener land. 59-29. That's when the Devils improved to 9-2 and 4-1 in the conference. Brown and Longcore in that game had 15 each. So we beat Alleman by 30. Alleman turns around the other night and beats Galesburg by 8. And, of course, when we played Galesburg at Galesburg, had one of those kind of games where couldn't get over the hump. They got a couple good players, too, by the way. 55-41 is what we lost to at Galesburg. So, and while we sit here and wait and see if Coach remembers this, remember the shootouts are the tough things for coaches to remember to get up here. Coach Dance was at the State Farm Classic, and game got over. We got third place. He got excited about it. Of course, they're taking pictures and everything. And as I packed up and was kind of driving away, I got a note from Coach Dance, hey, I am sorry. and that's okay, because when you're not used to this, and this is new for this year for our teams, both the girls' teams in town, getting coverage a lot more. And I know in the past people have waited till the end of the season to complain about that. You get stuff done in the summer, and, of course, Notre Dame took care of their end by starting their own network, and we're helping on the end at Quincy High as we're picking up the Devils and the Lady Devils. I'm going to say Lady Devils on that time, as well as the Lady Raiders and the Raiders, too. So, of course, we will, and I'll mention this in this postgame while we're waiting, there will be days where we'll look at the schedule, and if more than 2 people from the Quincy are going to cover a game, we'll switch ours up this year, and that's what we did on Friday night when we had too many people going to Pittsfield. We went up to Alleman, even knowing that the victory at Alleman was pretty well a given. We saw a good ball game. We saw the Devils playing well when they know they're going to win and not getting sloppy. And we saw an Alleman team who was really putting some pieces together, some young players, and they're going to be okay. So that's the thing everybody worried about with Alleman, not only their teams like football, but their school in general, as many private or Catholic schools, fight to stay open. So, and if you're out there and you're listening and you want to make a donation, of course, I'm sure Notre Dame and Quincy High would like to have that donation. And then your third pick might be Alleman Catholic up there in there. Of course, John Spring and Steve Spanich from Notre Dame went there. Game's about a minute out before this game's ready to go. I'm going to give Coach maybe one more second. Actually, I might even folks, if you'd like to hear from you, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick text to Coach and see if I can get him to still come out. So just patience here, folks. I am able to multitask, but and there you come. Good deal. I got the message sent out, and we'll give him a little time limit here. As the next game here, let me flip that up there and tell you who's playing. I see Carroll playing up on the board. The other one, Tipton, and I'm not sure where Tipton is from. I believe Missouri because they don't put a state behind it. So Tipton against Carroll, a smaller school. Carroll has come over and played. They were actually at the shootout at John Wood Community College, the Rumble on the River. That was one of those games, and I believe that was a victory for the Blue Devils. It was a back-to-back game. The Lady Raiders and the Blue Devil girls started off the day that Saturday at 12 and 12:30. And I forgot who the first game was there. I'll tell you what, give me a couple seconds to remember, and I might have that game for you. Troy Buchanan, there you go. Lady Raiders played Troy Buchanan, and then the Devils played Carroll and won at 1:30 at Rumble on the River. So a nice victory there. So this team we're going to see here up next. I still got the camera on, so folks. So when Coach gets here, we'll shoot it on him. Tall lineup right here is the Lady Cats with a tall center, number 10. Very tall center. So next up, might as well go to you next up for the Lady Devils. Grab my schedule and do my flipping in my binder. I love it. I've got the big binder. And it is going to be Thursday. We'll be there at Quincy High's Gymnasium, Rock Island. We start the second round of the Western Big Six. Rocky will be there. Of course, we beat Rocky up there. I believe it was 61-17. Actually, check that, 51-17 for our first victory. In that game for the victory, Brown had 14, Loncourt had 11, and Foley had 9. And then following that up next Saturday, away at Southeast High School in Springfield. Devils will play at 12:30, so that's next week. Then next week we've got Geneseo and then Galesburg on January 25th, the Thursday, the following week at 7 o'clock at Quincy High's Gymnasium. And I believe the East Moline will be a couple games down there. I think we have Sterling on the road after that. And then East Moline will be back home with the Awu sisters. They got more than just them, but you know, when you go 6'3", 6'4", or 6'5", whatever it was, and they're solid inside. And as we talked in the post game here, briefly to fill time, we got 62-49 victory yesterday. Congratulations at the Highland Shootout as the Blue Devils beat Cardinal Ritter. Next up for the next shootout will be Normal West, and the first look I got on February 3rd, we'll be playing East St. Louis. So our shootout teams, Chaminade and Cardinal Ritter, already in the books. One more coming up. And of course, we've got the Quincy shootout coming up as well. Look forward to that one. Eric Stratman and all his crew do a great job of putting that one together. I think Friday night's kind of a letdown a little bit just because we're playing Geneseo. No disrespect for Geneseo, but Geneseo has been down. In fact, Alleman beat them in OT this year. And then on Saturday, we'll play Himotep Charter. That should be a real good ball game. The following week, we have Galesburg and Sterling. And then Batavia is on January 27th, comes into Blue Devil Gymnasium. Batavia playing very good. And that's another one of our non-conference games. Jacksonville is our last one on February 10th, and that'll wrap everything up. Well, I'm not going to do play-by-play for this game, and so We'll see if Coach has a couple more seconds there. I'm not sure where the locker rooms were, as I get a chance to sit courtside for one more ball game here. With that, we're going to have Thursday night. Great move there. Thursday night, we are going to have Rock Island coming into town. And so with that being at Quincy High's Gymnasium, we're going to catch Coach Dance, and we'll catch him for an extended pregame in that one. And we'll have a chance to talk about the Classic. We'll have a chance about this here at the Sophie Classic. Excuse me, there's so many classics. I got to get them straight because we got the Stewart, the Cunningham, and, of course, the State Farm Classic during the holidays. But if he doesn't come out, we're going to catch him for an extended pregame, and that will be on Thursday. So if you want to catch his comments on this as well as the Rock Island game, we'll do it then. And with that, one more look over your shoulders. You know when I close the game, he's going to show up. But I have been very happy to be with you on this Sunday afternoon here at the Sophie Cunningham Classic. The Devils showed well. It took overtime for Columbia Battle to beat them. And the final score, Columbia Battle 42 and the Blue Devils 38 in OT. And that'll do it for us here in Columbia. Hope you enjoyed it. It's been Blue Devil Basketball on MechaSportsCo.com. Have a great day, everyone.
If you're